fire, courage. From the trenches of World War I to the heart of modern warfare, these are the battles that tested humanity to its limits. 20 brutal war movies on Netflix that will grip you, shock you, and leave you on the edge of your seat. This is war like you've never seen it before.
There can be no peace. The people are desperate for justice. There are some of us who believe we can take our country back.
At number 20, Outlaw King.
Is it true? You're the King of Scots.
Go tell all your friends we're going to win our country back.
Based on true events during the Scottish Wars of Independence, this historical war epic follows Robert the Bruce, a nobleman declared an outlaw after resisting English occupation. With little support and facing the might of England's army, he rallies a ragtag group of fighters and uses guerrilla tactics, courage, and cunning to regain his country's freedom. Blending sweeping battles with personal sacrifice and fierce resistance against overwhelming odds, the movie delivers a gritty David versus Goliath tale of bravery and rebellion.
The survival of the Scottish is at stake.
At number 19, Beasts of No Nation.
Now what are they calling you? Agu!
Set in an unnamed African country torn apart by civil war, this powerful war drama follows a young boy who is forced to join a rebel militia after his village is destroyed. As he endures the brutality of combat and the psychological toll of violence, he becomes entwined with a fierce commander and grapples with the loss of his childhood. Blending harrowing battle scenes with a deeply human story, the film delivers a raw and emotional look at the impact of war on innocence and survival.
Seizies!
Yes, sir!
The nations of the world would never again engage in another world war. As a neutral country, we're the second wave of Irish soldiers to be sent into the Congo.
At number 18, The Siege of Jadotville.
Attack!
Based on real events during the Congo crisis of the early 1960s, this film follows an Irish UN peacekeeping unit that becomes surrounded by a larger force of mercenaries and government troops after being ordered to defend the mining town of Jadotville. Cut off from support and facing relentless assaults, the company must use strategy, courage, and sheer determination to hold their ground against overwhelming odds.
You do realize that you are outnumbered by a factor of 20.
Contact.
The designated target is Saeed Asif.
Copy 977. Something's happening.
At number 17, Mine.
The new extract location is 6 clicks west. You have to cross the desert.
During a covert mission in the desert, a lone soldier steps on a hidden landmine and is forced to remain perfectly still as searing heat, sandstorms, and enemy forces close in around him. With no one to help and no easy way out, he must grapple with fear, fatigue, and his own thoughts while figuring out how to survive. Blending intense psychological tension with stark desert isolation, this film delivers a powerful and gripping portrait of endurance and the terrifying reality of war's unseen dangers.
Our helicopter was shot down. I fell out before it crashed.
Fell from the sky like an angel.
At number 16, Warhorse One.
I have one mission objective. I say again, I have one.
A Navy SEAL Master Chief survives after his rescue team's helicopter is shot down during the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Alone in hostile terrain, he must guide a young, traumatized child through dangerous landscapes while evading insurgents. Blending gritty combat, tense survival moments, and the bond between protector and child, the film delivers an intense take on modern warfare and the struggle to survive against overwhelming odds.
Wij staan op dit moment in het midden van een van de grootste omwentelingen die de Europese geschiedenis ooit heeft gekend. Het is een feit.
We zijn er allemaal als de dood voor ons van Tonningen.
Die NSB'er gaat ons gewoon voor onze eigen bezetting laten betalen.
At number 15, the Resistance Banker.
Waffen, munition, Bomben. Derzeit
Eine Schattenbank, die den Widerstand finanziert.
Set in Nazi-occupied Netherlands during World War II, this film tells the true story of a banker who uses his position to help finance the Dutch resistance. As the Nazis tighten their grip, he risks everything by funneling money and resources to those fighting back, navigating moral dilemmas and constant danger. Blending historical depth with personal sacrifice, the movie highlights courage, ingenuity, and the quiet yet powerful ways ordinary people stood against tyranny.
Ik wil niet dat er iets met jou gebeurt.
At number 14, Sisu, Road to Revenge. During the final days of World War II, a disillusioned Finnish soldier deserts his unit and heads into the wilderness only to uncover a cache of gold. After ruthless Nazi soldiers steal his treasure and leave him for dead, he embarks on a relentless journey of survival and vengeance across unforgiving terrain. Fueled by grit and fury, he battles both the elements and his enemies in this high-octane war action that blends brutal combat with a deeply personal fight for justice.
We're desperate for information about France. Churchill has asked us to create a secret army of spies.
At number 13, A Call to Spy.
Signaling is like music, there is a rhythm to it. I'm a pacifist and they are teaching us to kill. They're training us to survive.
This film follows the true stories of female spies recruited by Britain's special agents
conspictual their
These
critic.
courageous women were tasked with gathering intelligence,
Anticipate.
organizing resistance networks, and aiding Allied efforts behind enemy lines. Facing danger, secrecy, and immense pressure,
We could set her up as
they must rely on wit, bravery, and resilience to succeed. The movie blends historical drama with real acts of wartime courage,
Would you
highlighting
suspect
how
us as
ordinary
spies?
individuals became extraordinary
This is our
Changes the course of the future.
Attention! Soldiers, I am Captain Charity Adams. Welcome to the Women's Army Corps.
At number 12, the 688.
Postal Battalion?
They think the only thing we good for is to deliver some damn mail.
Would you like to see all the hangars, ma'am?
Based on the inspiring true story of the 6,888 Central Postal Directory Battalion, the only all-black, all-female battalion sent overseas during World War II, this film follows their mission to sort a massive backlog of undelivered mail that was crippling troop morale. Facing skepticism, prejudice, and the pressure to succeed, they push through long hours and difficult conditions to bring comfort and connection to soldiers far from home.
And we will not fail!
الدواعي بالوضع السابق تقدر ترجع له سيد سهل ان ارجع بعد.
At number 11, Mosul.
تعرف قاتل؟
أنا ما أعرف أنتم منو.
احنا الزلمه اللي قتلنا كتالة عمك.
باوع منيح، هتعلم بسرعة.
ارفع ساك لي فوق وخلي عينك لي فوق دايما.
Set during the battle to retake the Iraqi city of Mosul from ISIS, this film follows an elite group of Nineveh SWAT officers as they join the offensive and push through urban warfare. Facing brutal combat, complex insurgent tactics, and the chaos of a city in ruins, they fight not just for victory, but to protect their homes and families. Shot with gritty realism and dynamic action, the movie delivers an intense portrayal of modern warfare and the courage of those on the front lines.
أنا ما أعرف وين رايحين، ما أعرف شنو مهمتنا، ما أعرفك، ما أعرفكم كلكم. ليش أسمع كلامك؟
Good morning, enjoy yourselves today.
At number 10, The Zookeeper's Wife.
The country's completely overrun. They're forcing Jews out of their homes. They're taking us all to the ghetto.
Set during World War II in Nazi-occupied Warsaw, This film tells the true story of a zookeeper and his wife who risk everything to save hundreds of Jews by hiding them in the empty cages of their zoo. As the war tightens its grip, they navigate secrecy, danger, and compassion while sheltering refugees from persecution. Blending historical drama with emotional resilience, the film highlights ordinary courage and the power of humanity amid one of history's darkest chapters.
What have you been up to in your little zoo?
Desertion ist Verrat, Lanze. Verrat Führer. Verrat Vaterland. Verrat.
At number 9, Blood and Gold.
Könnt ihr etwas Hilfe gebrauchen?
Sieg!
During World War II, a down-on-his-luck soldier returns home to find his town in ruins and his family gone. After crossing paths with a mysterious woman and learning of hidden Nazi gold, he joins a relentless pursuit that pits him against brutal enemies, ruthless fighters, and dangerous terrain. The film blends action, tension, and gritty wartime survival as he fights not just for treasure, but for justice and revenge in a Europe torn apart by conflict.
Du lässt das Gold? Friss es!
There's this kid. He didn't think he could cut it. I figured it was just the usual jitters.
At number 8, Midway.
Pearl Harbor is the greatest intelligence failure in American history.
Based on the true events of the pivotal World War II Battle of Midway, this film follows the intertwined stories of U.S. Navy pilots, code breakers, and sailors as they prepare to strike back after the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor. Facing long odds against a determined Japanese fleet, commanders rely on intelligence breakthroughs and fearless aerial combat to turn the tide of the Pacific War.
You'll be able to face anything. An evil is coming that threatens our kingdom, our freedom.
At number 7, The Woman King.
You're asking me to take them to war.
Some things are worth fighting for.
Set in the 1820s, this historical action war film follows the all-female warrior of the Kingdom of Mosul, known as the Agoja, as they fiercely defend their nation against colonial forces and rival tribes. Training under their legendary general, they balance loyalty, discipline, and brotherhood while confronting threats that challenge both their own and identities.
We are the homie!
A king has no friends, only followers and foe.
At number 6, The King.
France is taunting us. They were my father's enemies, not mine. The screams of your men?
Based on the life of King Henry V, this historical war drama follows a reluctant English monarch who rises from palace intrigue to the bloody battlefields of medieval France. Amidst political betrayal and courtly pressures, he must prove himself a leader worthy of his crown. The film blends raw battlefield violence with complex character struggles as he confronts loyalty, honor, and the heavy cost of war while leading his troops into one of the most brutal conflicts of the age.
Already I can feel the weight of this crown I wear.
In 5 weeks, 100,000 British forces will strike Sicily's southern shore. Unfortunately, the Nazis know of our intentions.
At number 5, Operation Mincemeat.
The plan is highly implausible. So when can it be ready?
Well, what say we start with the easy part and find ourselves a corpse?
Set during World War II, British intelligence carries out one of the war's boldest deception operations to mislead the Axis powers about the Allies' invasion plans. They place falsified documents on a corpse, hoping the enemy will believe the fake target and redeploy their forces. The story follows the officers behind the operation, showcasing their clever strategy, calculated risks, and determination to save countless lives, blending suspense, historical accuracy, and human ingenuity.
This is our war.
Blood Ocean.
Blood Ocean.
Inbound, 3 o'clock.
Damn it!
At number 4, Unbroken.
Hello!
We're gonna die out here.
We're not dying!
In this World War II biographical war epic, an Olympic-level runner turned Army bombardier survives a harrowing plane crash over the Pacific and spends 47 days adrift on a life raft before being captured by the Japanese Navy. What begins as a desperate fight for survival at sea turns into a brutal ordeal in prisoner of war camps, where he must endure harsh treatment and relentless hardship. The story showcases resilience, endurance, and the brutal reality of war, following a true account of survival against overwhelming odds.
Making it through the war until the end. That's our revenge. We were having a very pleasant day. Blessed. Then someone rains on our parade.
At number 3, Land of Bad.
Yo, hand over in 5.
I'm ready. I am your eyes in the sky and the bringer of doom.
Subtle.
A Delta Force special ops team on a rescue mission finds itself deep in hostile territory after an ambush leaves them outnumbered and fighting for survival. With only the guidance of an Air Force drone pilot above, the lone soldier must navigate danger, depletion of weapons, and brutal firefights while attempting to reach extraction and stay alive. Packed with modern combat tactics, tense action sequences, and a battle against both the enemy and time, this film blends traditional war drama with high-intensity modern warfare elements.
You gotta move, man.
Get up and go!
At number 2, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Sind jetzt an der Westfront.
A young German soldier enlists with friends full of patriotic excitement, only to discover that the brutal reality of trench warfare on the Western Front shatters their dreams of glory and survival becomes their only goal. Set during World War I, the story follows these inexperienced recruits as they face relentless gunfire, mud-filled trenches, and the chaos of battle, revealing how the horrors of combat quickly strip away youthful idealism and expose the true human cost of war.
Für uns alle.
Blake, pick a man, bring your kit.
I hoped today might be a good day.
At number 1, 1917.
We've got orders to cross here.
That is the German front line.
If we're not clever about this, no one will get to your brother.
2 young British soldiers are given a nearly impossible mission during World War I. They must cross enemy territory to deliver a life-saving message that could prevent 1,600 men from walking into a deadly trap, including one of their brothers. Shot to appear as a single continuous take, the film immerses you in the chaos of trench warfare, blending relentless tension with gripping realism, making every step feel like a race against time.